Well, good morning, everybody. I'm out here on the Waiparous Valley Road in the Ghost Public Land Use Zone, west of Calgary. It took me about an hour to drive out here, I guess, from Calgary. And I'm going to hike Mockingbird Fire Lookout. Nice drive out here. It's a nice morning. I sat up at the Waiparous Valley Lookoff doing a time lapse of the mountains, hoping the sun was going to come up on them, but the clouds to the east blocked it. But I see it's finally peeking out on the mountains over there now. I waited a good half hour, but didn't see anything. Yeah, they plowed this road because there's oil and gas stuff beyond, so that's nice. Sometimes it's hard to get parked in here in wintertime, but no problem today. See lots of signs of wild horses, I believe. See there, in the grass and piles of poop. Some walking sticks. Hoof prints. Oh yeah. Mockingbird Fire Lookout. It's about 6 kilometers round trip, 360 meters elevation. So, good little winter hike. I do it quite often in the winter. See, there's tire tracks, but you'll probably end pretty quickly. There's a gate up here. Yeah, not very far in. We come to this gate. Tire tracks end, but there are some foot tracks, so that's good. Sign does say no public access, authorized personnel only, no motor vehicles. They just mean no motor vehicles. You are allowed to hike up here to a certain point. When they're using the fire lookout, they don't want you bothering the lookout person. So, yeah, not too bad. A little bit of snow, but could be a lot worse. I've definitely done it with more snow. And it could get deeper the higher we go, you never know. But it's mostly treed in. All the way up. Like, you get little views of the mountains here and there, but you don't see a whole lot till the top. Which, partly why I chose this today. The cold snaps over, but it's warmed up. But usually in the winter out here, when it's warm, it's windy. And they're calling for wind today, so figured this would be good. That's not the most popular hike, but definitely got more and more popular over the years. Like everything, I guess. I was out here April this year. Last time. Come out here and camp quite often in the winter. A few switchbacks and up along the ridge, I guess. The first switchback here. It's been a couple weeks since I've been out on a good hike. We're in a bit of a deep freeze, pretty much minus 20s for a couple weeks here. So finally came around about 3 days ago. Yesterday it was +6 out in Calgary. Temperatures all over the place this morning. Driving out here, I left Calgary, it was +1. By the time I got out west of Cochrane on the heading towards Waiparous, it was -7. Out past Waiparous, it went back up to -1. And then down here in the parking lot, it was the coldest at -10. So, but it feels like it's already warming up. So I think they call for -2 out here for a high. Much better than -20. So yeah, it's actually New Year's Eve, so Happy New Year's, everybody. But perfect day for a hike. No wind yet. Let's hope it stays that way when I get to the top. Yeah, let's keep moseying along the road here. I don't know if it's warming up, but I sure am. Gloves are off. Toque here soon too, I think. Ooh. But yeah, it's a gradual uphill, but pretty much uphill the whole way. But like I say, cars do drive up here. The first time I hiked up here probably 15 years ago, and the only time in the summer, the fire lookout drove a Saturn to the top, so pretty easy going. And back then he was pretty surprised to see us. Didn't get a lot of visitors then, that's for sure. I'd say it has become more popular. I used to come out here and never see anybody. And lately, almost every time I run into someone. That's all right. Beauty. Ton of deer tracks. Like I say, a couple human tracks. Saw some squirrels and spruce grouse or some kind of bird. It looked like grouse tracks. Mostly deer. Coming up to a second gate. There's a lot of ATV and dirt biking in the area. So they try their best to keep the motor vehicles off of it. Yeah, definitely warming up. I had no idea how to dress this morning with the temperatures the way they are, but just a sweater, jacket, toque and gloves, regular hiking pants and boots and socks. Didn't want to overdo it. Almost put my long johns on, but I'm glad I didn't now. You see here, it doesn't say no unauthorized personnel, just no unauthorized on or off-road vehicles. There we go. Moving along. Found some sunshine. I think there's less snow up here. Barely going up over my boot, toe of my boot. Getting a little breeze. But as I was saying, when it's warm in the winter here, it's usually very windy. They call them Chinook winds, which is a native word for snow eater. The warm winds just eat the snow right up. So there's probably almost twice the amount of snow out here earlier in the week. Very peaceful. Great way to end 2025. Out in the wilderness with some sunshine. Great hike. Couldn't ask for more. Had a blessed year. Lots of hiking. Started a YouTube channel. Been enjoying it. I'd like to thank everybody for their support so far. Yeah, it's been a fun experience. I enjoy doing it, and I don't know, if nothing else, I think there'll be great memories for later on in life when I can't hike. I can go back and watch my hikes. Check out the cinnamon rolls. You roll down off the hill. Little cinnamon rolls. Miniature avalanche. No avalanche danger on this one. Pretty mellow, lots of trees to hold the snow together when there is snow. Yeah, what a great choice. You know, out in Kananaskis, there's a fair amount of snow I've seen. So, this is perfect. Well, we should be about 2/3 of the way. 1 kilometer to go. No shooting. Won't be shooting, but won't be surprised if we hear some guns. Just down below, there's a makeshift shooting range. Lots of people go up there and practice. Target practice and whatnot. Surprised I haven't heard any yet. But they shoot into a big berm down there, so it's actually a pretty safe place to shoot. We're getting up there again. Mountain views, but trees in the way. That's all right. We'll save them for the top. It'll be spectacular. Hey, putting along. No rush. Enjoying the day. Nice. This is about the only flat spot. And if you want, you can cut across up there. It's a switchback ahead. But I'm in no rush, so I'll take the long way around. Probably come down that way. Just me and the deer going this way, I guess. Yeah, and then this is the final turn, I believe. Get on the home stretch. Some deer poops. Saw a few deer on my drive out, but only tracks here. Same with horses, saw a few wild horses, but only tracks at the bottom here. No wildlife so far. Not even any birds, surprisingly. It's alright. Snow got a little deeper again. Just over the top of my toes of my boots. There's a bunch of noise going on back there. I don't know, there must be some kind of construction or something going on. Who knows? Maybe doing some logging back there, or oil and gas stuff. Something going on. Nice. Took my jacket off, down on my sweater, toques off. Cute little mouse tracks. Oh yeah, she's definitely nice. Deer hair, deer hair fur, I guess. Yeah, a little breeze, but I was expecting a lot worse. Hopefully it's not too bad at the top. Usually get shelter up there by one of the buildings if need be. Yeah, we're getting close now. Another no shooting sign. 183 meters to go. Not bad. Looks like these other people probably yesterday, by the freshness of the track, made it all the way to the top. Normally when someone's here working, there's a couple flags hanging, a Canada flag and Alberta flag. So, good way of telling if someone's here or not. Not always the case, but most times. Some signage. Mockingbird Hill Fire lookout. Excellent. Another gate. And then we're going to take Annie's path just off to the side here up to the viewpoint. Don't know who Annie is. Maybe one of the old fire lookout workers, maybe. Sign's been there a while. When I first started coming up here, it wasn't there. It's a nice little path. Got these logs bordering it and some rocks up along here, but mostly covered in snow right now. The steepest section this last little bit. Yeah, there's wind. See the windsock blowing. Whew. Mockingbird Fire lookout. Pretty. Alright, probably gonna put my jacket back on and do a tour around. They got a nice little picnic area here for you so you don't have to bother the fire lookout. I think this is a weather station. Fire lookout, another job is they measure the snowfall, rainfall, that kind of thing. Boathouse over there. And the mountains. Ooh, beautiful. Definitely want to stay clear here. This is a helicopter pad. Shouldn't be anyone landing today, but just to be sure. And then there's a fire lookout. Lower sections is residence. Upper sections lookout. It's windows all around. Get a great view. But look at the view. Woo! Amazing. I love how wintertime the southern sky stays kind of orange. Usually, looks like it's in a sunrise all day. Again, views to the east, downtown Calgary from the northwest. Different view. Usually I'm way down there looking from the southwest. And yeah, beautiful views of the foothills to the east, out to the prairie. What a spot to use the washroom, eh? Sure they got it locked up, they usually are. Yes, very, very nice. So I forget the date, but back in like the 80s, maybe 70s, this fire lookout was built to replace Black Rock Fire Lookout, which is up there. That's a beautiful hike too, more of a summer hike. It used to be an old fire lookout there, but they burnt it down, unfortunately. Somebody did, or maybe lightning, but I assume some kids or something. It's too bad because it's a great spot to get out of the wind while you're up there. Yeah, step over the boundary. Again, you're not really supposed to come over here unless you're invited over by the worker, but there's nobody here and I'm not going to hurt anything, so there's probably cameras watching. But yeah, the views. Wow. Love it. Pretty famous mountain in the center there, the big black one's Devil's Head. It's very easily picked out from Calgary. Nice. Yeah, very, very nice. I believe that's Blue Hill Fire Lookout up there. Looks like it, Fire Road leading to the top and stuff. Could be wrong. Might be that one. Yeah. Storage area. All their heat's on propane and cooking and stuff, right? I do see a camera over there pointing the other way. But yes, beautiful views. There's oil and gas below me. There's a trail kind of like a third of the way up that leads down around and down there. I've never taken it, and then you'd have to hike the road out to the main road. You'd want 2 vehicles. This morning I was out on a lookout out there. I don't know where that would be from here. Huh. But possibly right there. Looking this way. I don't know. Somewhere out there. Yeah, it's not as windy at all. I mean, a little breeze, but... And they are logging down there. I can hear it, see it. Stacks of logs. Can't see the machinery. I can hear it working, but... Anyway, Beautiful views. Not much has changed since I've been coming up here the last 15 years. I think they changed the shutters, put up solar panels, but I got pictures from way back. First time coming up. I don't know, it'd be a pretty cool job, I think. But I would have a hard time being stuck in one spot all year. Well, not all year, but from May till September, you're here. You don't go anywhere. But imagine waking up to the views and the stars and northern lights you'd see. Pretty awesome. Got a nice little fire pit area down here. Yeah. I think I could handle it for a year. Very nice, very nice. Yeah, go back down to my backpack at the picnic table. Oh, what a beautiful day. My sunglasses on. It's better, the snow's pretty bright. Yeah, I mean, got my gloves off. It's not really cold, sitting on a concrete picnic table, and my butt's not too cold, so can't complain. For December 31st, beautiful views. I do a lot of fire lookout hikes. They're quite enjoyable. Always a great view. I mean, you pretty much need it. I shouldn't say always, because there are the odd one that are in the trees, and the fire lookout has to climb a tower up to his little pergola thing and look out from there. So there have been a few I've been up where there is no views, but mostly have views. And usually a pretty easy path. Most of them were built with horse and buggy or cars and trucks, I guess. There's only, I think, 2 in Alberta that were built by helicopter, and I've been to both of them already, so a little scrambly, I think. But actually, Black Rock Mountain even was built by horses. And there's one pretty sketchy spot where they had to blindfold the horses so they didn't look down. But I actually enjoy that spot. As long as it's not windy, it's a really cool little spot. But yeah, great views at the fire lookouts. Especially this time of year when you're not bothering the fire lookout people. But I've been up fire lookouts where they're more than happy to see you. I went up one in September, and I was the first person she's seen since May. So she was very happy to see me. Got a squirrel making some noise. I just heard a woodpecker down there too. But yeah, and then I actually went over, it was the end of the season for her, and her husband was over on the next fire lookout. So a couple weeks later, I went over there and visited them both, and they invited me in for tea, and we had a good long hours chat, just talking about fire lookouts and hiking and different things. It was really nice of them. And then I was up on Ram Fire Lookout up north, and Dennis was there, and he actually invited us in and showed us all around and how everything worked. And really nice guy. He gets a lot of traffic. You could quad right to the top of that one, so he gets a lot of ATVs up there. But I don't know if he's still there. That was a few years ago, but he was more than happy to show people around, and if he wasn't busy, right? But yeah, I don't know how many I've been to now, 25, 30 different fire lookouts. A lot of them are long gone, but a lot of times they're still here in use. I think, I don't know, I got 2 favorites. Rock Lake, which is really remote, and not many people get to visit that one. Well, they can. It's just a matter of putting in the effort of bushwhacking and all that and river crossings, but I made it. Beautiful views. And then my other favorite is Klein Fire Lookout, which I did last, I guess it was this spring. Well, early winter, late winter. You have to cross Abraham Lake for that one. So it's a short season to get across there. Otherwise, it's a 2-3 day hike around the lake. But yeah, the views up there are spectacular. I've hiked a lot on the other side of Abraham Lake, so it's really nice to get on the other side of the lake and look across at all the hikes I've done over there. And yeah, just with the lake below, it's all frozen, of course, wintertime, but the views were spectacular. But yeah, it's pretty treed in till the top, but it's worth it once you get up here. Anyways, I think I'm just gonna sit and relax and enjoy the sunshine for a little bit. It's just a gorgeous day. Can't believe I've been able to stay up here this whole time, this time of the year with my gloves off. It's really beautiful, even with the light breeze. Normally I sit up there in the shelter of the wind of the building. All right, I got everything. Yep. And we're off. And I guess we'll go back down Annie's path. Yeah, I probably won't film too much on the way down. Probably not a whole lot to see that. Well, there's not much to see on the way up because it's all in the trees. So maybe we'll see some wildlife. That'd be nice. Squirrel. Hey, buddy. What you doing? Hi. Got your mouth full? Can't talk? You got a hole you disappeared down in, you just gone. Oh well, some wildlife. It's just a squirrel, but better than nothing. Yeah, I was really hoping to get a couple of decent hikes in before the end of the year here. But just the weather didn't work out. It was freezing cold and snowy. I've been recording my hikes since 2017 on all trails. And 2021 had my most distance, 535 kilometers. And this year I'm at like 520, I believe. So I'm like 15 kilometers away from beating my record. But the weather just didn't work out. And I mean, you can see in my stats that December's never a great hiking month, right? When I do get out, they're usually shorter hikes because of the snow and stuff, cold. But yeah, I don't know. Unless I do this like 3 or 4 times a day, it's not going to happen. But yeah, not the end of the world. I'd say I still had an awesome year. 520 kilometers of recorded hikes. Shit ton of elevation gain, like 26,000 meters, which would be like 26 kilometers up. That's pretty good. Yeah, no complaining. Maybe we'll beat it next year if we're lucky. Yeah, just gonna cruise down to the bottom. Boy, is that ever bright. Oh, that's cinnamon roll. Bigger one. Oh yeah, it's super bright. Definitely want to remember to bring your sunglasses when you're winter hiking. I just passed two people and their dog. So I'm not the only one out here today, I guess. Just said a quick hello and enjoy your day and said hi to the puppy, of course. Yeah, pretty quiet though. Very enjoyable. We're pretty lucky here in Calgary. We get some pretty damn cold weather, but we get these Chinooks that blow in and warm everything right back up for a day or two, or sometimes a week. And then we go back into the sub-zeros. And well, winter just started a week ago. So there'll be lots more sub-zero temperatures and snow, I would imagine. Do my best to get out when I can. Is it ever nice down here? I could just about be in my shorts. Beautiful. Feel the heat of the sun on my face. Getting some vitamin D. Gotta take advantage. Say, winter will be back with a vengeance. We are back to the first gate. Pretty much, just down here in the corner. Gate number 1. That's a cool sticker. Yeti. Yeah, it was a great time. You say, wouldn't have done it 10 times if I didn't enjoy it, right? It's good for this time of year. Short and sweet. Say, treed in, so usually out of the wind till the top and put up with the wind up there as long as you can stand it and get back down the trees. Yeah, it's a great winter hike. I guess it'd be nice in the summer too, but for me it's a great winter hike. I enjoy it very much. Pretty much wrap the video up here. I hope you all enjoyed the hike. And I hope you all have a great New Year's. Well, I probably won't post this till New Year's Day, but Happy New Year's to you all. And we'll see you next year. I'll see you on the next adventure. There's a car there. And one other couple. Not too bad. All right. Again, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next adventure. Driving the Waiparous Creek Road. Driving in, I definitely thought there was going to be a lot more snow up there, but it wasn't bad at all, really. Looks like there's more down here. Yeah, nice road. It's usually gravel, but she's snow and ice right now.